You're in a committed monogamous relationship
Yeah.
with a man, and that guy from Grey's Anatomy messages you on IG.
Yes.
What do you do?
I would
Delete my IG.
obviously, message back.
You message him back, but you're in a committed relationship.
Oh, I'm in a committed relationship.
in a committed monogamous
You're
relationship.
making him food.
You see, no, again, this is my point. This is exactly my point.
But here's the thing.
You require stimulus
the thing.
outside the relationship. These happy relationships are not with girls who look like Instagram models. There were girls that you're happy with who are good to you and bring peace into your life. Do not exaggerate, do not accuse, do not attack, and don't tell you how you feel. They ask you how you feel, understand boundaries, or do things in order to protect the brand and build the empire. That's the girl that you end up wifing. She doesn't have to be an Instagram model in order for you to have that. The woman he chose gets her validation and stimulus from her husband. The women he didn't choose get their validation and stimulus from social media. If I'm in a relationship with a woman and her primary source of validation and stimulus is me and our relationship,
Yes.
that will work.
Yes.
If her primary source of validation is the
Instagram.
clout I can bring her and the attention she garners on Instagram, that will not work. I've said this before a million times. The correlation for a successful relationship is not she's a Christian, she's a redhead, she's a Scorpio, whatever. It's does she require extemporaneous stimulus from our relationship to feel validated, or can she get all the validation she needs inside of the relationship? If she can, that will work. If she cannot, it will not work.
Yes. And I do believe like that's a big part of what I am, but also I do a lot of social media. I'm in the industry. A lot of my work, it's not even validation from the outside world, but I kind of have to take that so then I can be successful in my
say
own
it another
self.
way. You're in a committed monogamous relationship
Yeah.
with a man, and that guy from Grey's Anatomy messages you on IG.
Yes.
What do you do?
I would
Delete my IG.
obviously, message back.
You message him back, but you're in a committed relationship.
Oh, I'm in a committed relationship.
in a committed monogamous
You're
relationship.
making him food.
You see, no, again, this is my point. This is exactly my point.
But here's the thing.
You require stimulus
the thing.
outside the
Your
relationship.
answer has been said.
If the relationship is amazing and it's a healthy relationship, I would stay with my relationship.
I
But,
agree with you say with your relationship, but I also think you'd message the dude back. I think both things are true. And I think you agree
but it
with
wouldn't
me.
be over clout. It would be because he's hot. There's a
Regardless,
difference.
it's validation. It's stimulus outside the relationship and validation you're getting outside the
guy
relationship.
has someone out there like.
But here's the thing. Granted-
Agree.
But here's also the thing.
While I agree with you, 80% of relationships are ended by women. That's why it doesn't make it that much of a difference whether or not men find outside stimulus.
I've been
when
broken
men
up
cheat
way
on their
more
wives,
times.
they report the same
woman
level.
stays.
When men cheat on their wives, they report the same level of marital satisfaction as men who don't cheat on their wives. Because it's not, one has nothing to do with the other. If a man cheats or if a man looks at another woman, he's not more likely to leave you. He actually isn't more likely to leave you. In fact, men are just not likely to leave women in general. It's about 4 or 5 to 1 women leaving relationships. And this is not a function of men not living up either. I've heard this argument. This argument is completely moot. And the reason why I know it is because in lesbian relationships, 78% of the time they get divorced. 78% of the time. So when women don't have men to blame, they're still getting divorced. And in homosexual relationships, it's 28% of the time. So if the men are the problem, why are they getting divorced less? If women aren't the problem, why are they getting divorced more? It's because men aren't the problem. But women have a proclivity to want to end relationships more than men. Why is it? You remember what I talked about before about the disgust? You want to protect your offspring. Any sort that ick feeling you have is you evolutionarily protecting. It's a mismatch, but it's you protecting your offspring from a weird dude or a weird situation. That's why you're doing it. So you're just there's 2 pilots and one of them is just more likely to pull the ejection handle. The one who's more likely to pull the ejection handle is female. That's just the way it works. Okay, in the relationship, women are more likely to pull the ejection handle. That's just the truth. 4 to 1.
A wise woman leaves before she is left.
For sure, but most women aren't left. That's my point.
I also think that like would I stay in a relationship that I know is a done deal and is healthy, or would I go after somebody that is just a poker chip?
Okay, but I've also seen women in healthy, happy relationships with guys who treat them well and still get bored and leave. In fact, I'm used to seeing that. In fact, that's the majority of what I see.
I've been broken up more.
But that's the nice
I
guy.
left my
I've only left
relationship
one guy
because he
in my
bored
life.
me.
All the rest have broken up with me. So
You are also in a unique line of work.
no, this is before I got
Okay,
into
got
it.
it. Okay, got it.
This is in North Dakota. I have not had a boyfriend since moving here.
Vegas is different.
I just don't have
See,
no
the-
interest.
See, the thing
I
is,
just,
in the social media age, it's like women have access to Instagram where if you were to go, you don't have to be a star. You could just be an attractive woman. You put a few pictures up on Instagram. You now have access, worldwide access, to guys who are instantly going to be in your DMs, who are going to throw like after like, and hey, girl, looking good. You fine, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, you could be a housewife and still, you know, be in good shape, and you come and you throw whatever you want to on social media, and you're going to suddenly get access to all of this positive affirmation that men simply do not have access to, unless you are extraordinarily, exceptionally good looking. And why would you be on it if you were? So the thing is like, if you're in a relationship already to begin with, the guy is already at a disadvantage because he doesn't have access to that, to that level of affirmation or that level of sort of like positive reinforcement that women have just all automatically for just simply putting pictures up.
Instagram models do not get wiped. How many times do I have to tell you guys that? It's a video circulating on the internet of Terry McLaurin and his fiance talking on the sidelines before the playoff game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, there's people in the comments talking about the looks of his fiance, calling her all types of names and saying that they thought that she would look better and saying that they thought that he could do better since he's a professional athlete. And I'm here to tell you, when I look at her, she looks like a damn wife. I want you guys to get this illusion out of your head that these young professional athletes are supposed to be married to Instagram models. And I'm here to tell you, when it comes to those Instagram models, they are not going to do some of the things that other women would do to satisfy you. And I'm getting to the point where I realize that these young athletes cannot win in any situation, because if Terry McLaurin was engaged to a snow bunny, we would be on here talking about the fact that he's playing in the snow. If he got an Instagram model pregnant, we'll be on here talking about he got an Instagram model pregnant and she only with him for his money. But here he is, he has a hard-working wife. She has her own money. She loves him for him, and then people have something to say about their looks. And remember that these Instagram models with these hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers, they don't get married for a reason, because we have fun with Instagram models. We do not wife Instagram models. Remember that.
Wow, it's pretty crazy. What do you guys think?
Goddamn. I'm
Anybody?
Instagram model.
Any response to ladies?
I think people think that like athletes and rock stars and rappers and anybody with like any kind of like even low level celebrity needs to be with somebody who is like super high. Like if you know, what's
I think it depends on the sport.
I do agree with what he said before. Is like when he was with a white girl, then we make fun of him for being with a snow bunny. If he's with another girl who's really attractive, she's only with him for the money. And now he's with a girl who like has her own money and really likes him. Well, then she's not hot enough. And the thing is, the reality is Terry McLaurin's famous and you're not. Terry McLaurin is Pro Bowl wide receiver for the Washington Commanders and you are not. And because of that, you want to talk about him. And that's the issue. No matter what you do, if the girl is too pretty, she's just with you for the money.
They're never going to be happy.
Exactly. Again, it doesn't make any difference. So they're not going to be happy. So that's part of the problem. These Instagram models don't get wiped
I
out.
tell you, hello, there is Instagram models
Yes,
who
there
want to
are.
show love.
There
Yeah.
are.
Hi.
I'm one of them.
My name's Cheyenne.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
See?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's Clout.
I agree with a lot of them because a lot of Instagram models are there for like the check a lot, and I don't want to say for everyone, but for me, I grew up in a small town. I grew up on a farm. I grew up from family values. I love to garden. I love to cook. My love language is acts of service / cooking. Like that is what I love doing. That I love showing my
too.
affection through them tasting my food and seeing their face light up. I wouldn't say old values, but to extent, yes. So there are girls out there. It's just, I feel like it's the difference between people who grew up in a city and people who grew up in like rural
Right.
country.
I grew up
You
in the
disagree?
country.
That's fine.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your input.
Or you're saying you can't have those values and have grown
If
up
you're in a city? No, I just say it's more likely. That's what I meant. It's more likely for city girls who are in Instagram and all that stuff because I
They're
don't
not
know.
householders.
Yes.
And that's what she is. She's that house. She can run a household.
Yeah.
I'll